Hello everyone, my name is Ashley, your resident Destiny fanatic and lore master, and in today's episode of Destiny 101, I will be teaching you about the dark and cryptic ways of the Hive. The Hive is my personal favorite race in Destiny, and the most thoroughly explained race in all of the Destiny universe. Starting with the basics, the Hive is a race that believes that all light must be devoured, so that the dark can envelop the universe. The Hive do not live very long, around 10 years in their quest for a long life. They found the worm gods. These worm gods were first encountered by Oryx and his two sisters. They were told that they would be granted immortality, but this came with a cost. The worm gods presented the Hive with their larvae to be consumed, and in doing so, these larvae granted the Hive long life. Though these worms must be fed with death, and if the Hive ever stop practicing death or killing things for them, they themselves will be devoured. Now, the way the Hive must feed their worms is very specific. They can't just kill any way they want. They must do so with a sword. This is their logic, the sword logic. Other weapons send out damage but take nothing back. A sword, however, makes a bridge connecting the victor to the defeated. The sword logic states that the only way to make oneself stronger is to take powers from others, and the greater the power of the being one defeats, the stronger the one who defeats them will get. This logic not only increases strength, but also allows the Hive to practice death themselves through becoming ascendant. When a member of the Hive or any follower of the sword logic becomes ascendant, they are able to create a throne world and are unable to be killed outside of this throne world. The throne world is where the Hive is at their most powerful and their most vulnerable. Guardians even used the sword logic to defeat Crota because his throne world was formed with a strict following to this logic. We learned all of this in the Books of Sorrow from Destiny 1, a series of texts written by Oryx, the Taken King, slayer of worm gods and taker of light. Oryx was a very intelligent member of the Hive, and he wrote the Books of Sorrow so that in the event of his inevitable death, that his work will be read and continued by whoever killed him. And since the Taken King expansion, I have absolutely been partaking in my own fair share of the sword logic. Through the sword logic, the Hive has become one of, if not the biggest, threat to the Traveler and the Guardians of the Last City. There have been many Guardians who see the Hive magic as none too different from our light, and the way Guardians make themselves stronger by defeating minions of the darkness. I like this stance and take it into account when reading about the different exploits of famous Guardians such as Toland, Eris Morn, and Ulan Tan. Now that was our look into the Hive, and I will be bringing more in-depth looks at races and their reasons for doing what they do in the world of Destiny. Now let's get back to the show.